Hey guys, so this is my 100th week of Journey to the Rim. This is my first time miking up, and I haven't got any of my friends here or people who want to join my track session today. So I'm just gonna be doing a solo session. And yeah, so we're gonna start off with some basketball warm up. Just try to get the body moving right, maybe some skips, wrote it all down, different, maybe like some squatty runs, some type of between the leg dribbles, between the leg lunges, just try to get the body warm. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the whole routine of what I do, and after jumps, let's see how it goes today. I haven't jumped in maximally in a few weeks, just because the court outdoors was having some events because it's Chinese New Year and it was Christmas earlier. So yeah, it might be rough today, but let's see how it goes. And after that, we're gonna be doing some sprinting, and you guys can get some drills off of this, and hopefully it'll be helping you guys. Just gonna start, just basically warm up the ankles, the knees, getting into this wall sit, ankle rock. Just trying to get my knees, my ankles warm. Just probably holding this for maybe 45 seconds, 45 to 60 seconds, something really simple. Next here, just some simple deep squat into hamstring touch. So getting a deep squat, right? Hamstring touch, deep squat, hamstring touch. Just doing it dynamically, trying to get some blood flow into those hammies, the quads. Next, some simple Cossack squats. Just really trying to shift left to right. We get into these adductors, the groin. Always good to get the hips warm before doing jumps. And after a few of these, you can do it with toes up, getting into the inner hamstrings a bit more. Try to get your heels onto the ground if possible. So Spider-Man lunges, super simple. Try to get this elbow towards the ankle, open up. And then from here, we're just getting into a skipping routine or a quick skipping warm up. So now that we're finished with the skipping warm-up, we're just gonna do some drills to really work on staying low to get our knees a little bit more warmed up. You want to make sure when you're doing this, your heels are on the floor. Ah. 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 Oh. 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 Guys, so for the next thing, we're gonna get into some max touch right now. So we're gonna start with like a penultimate step into a max touch, just trying to see how high I can get, and then we'll slowly build out the distances. So maybe at the start I usually do around maybe 3 to 5 reps per side, and then just slowly build out the distance, and let's see how I feel today. Got a little lower on that one. All good though. We're gonna do the other side now. So the other side's gonna be my weaker plant. So let's just see how it goes. Oh, oh, damn, that was a bad jump. Oh. Oh. Definitely not popping off as good as I want on the other side, but reps is reps. So now after a few jumps, I got inspired with this by Good Drills. What they do is basically, right, they try to implement using a ball as well, either like size 7, size 6, or size 5. This was something that I was not using as often, and I probably should if I'm trying to, get the goal of, one day dunking the ball. It might be 3 years from now, but it's all about accumulating the work week in and week out. So I'm just gonna try, using a ball, and let's see how it goes. Oh, my balls. That was the best one. Of course, for the rest of you, if you guys can dunk the ball, go ahead, or try to touch the ball towards the rim. But for me, right now, it's the backboard. Or even for some of you who are maybe a little bit less, you can try to just touch the net. Try to have a goal objectively for you to track. All right. Now we're gonna get into some 4-step approach takeoffs. I think this is a really, really good thing if you're a beginner or just someone who's even like me, who's intermediate. I still consider myself a beginner in terms of my jump volume. And you basically start around the elbow, right? You take 4 steps into it and try to jump as high as you can. So this will really, really hone in on your penultimate step, and yeah, just get after it and jump high. Speed, I think that's like the most important thing for the penultimate jumps, or like 2-foot max approach jump in general. Just bring as much speed as you can that you can handle, that you won't be starting to decelerate. So for me, like, I've kind of had a short penultimate step. I know ideally for most people they should be starting to have a long penultimate step to really push themselves into. It might be a habit that I'll need to take a lot of reps to outdo and get better at, but I've also seen great dunkers or great jumpers who have a relatively short penultimate step, but the thing that they do really, really well is that they bring as much speed into the jump as possible. So it might be my approach. It's not the ideal one, but I mean, whatever it takes to just jump high and get after it. Oh. Ah. Fuck, bro. Oh. So jumps so far have not been going well. Haven't had a single rim touch today yet. Hopefully in the full max approach jump later, but mechanics will get better. Probably really need to hone in on a little bit more speed. No excuses. It's one of the down weeks, but just got to keep at it. And you just hope that at some point in the future, it'll go back up and everything will be much better. So it's going to be a process. I'm already expecting it for the this whole time for the past 2 years. Can be very, very frustrating, knowing that you're working hard in the weight room, you're trying to get those few inches of vert, you're trying to train every day to kind of get that stimulus, but it doesn't really always translate well to the on your jumps. So maybe for me, maybe in this year 2025, maybe start to do a little bit more jump volume. So I've even been planning to get an adjustable low rim at my house so that I can just get more reps. So maybe like instead of just 1 max jumps a week, right? Maybe I'll be trying to get 1 day of low rim dunks and just try to play with it, and then just really get more reps. And then another day would be just trying to do max approach on the 10-foot rim. And I think that might be a good plan just going forward, to really get the max stimulus that you can. And hopefully, it's just an experimentation. There's a lot of trial and error. It's gonna be hard for me at this age to, really get good adaptation, considering that my training history, there wasn't much jumps ever. I never really practiced jumping. It was always my weakness. I always had speed, but I never had the vertical. So that's the only thing I kind of regret in high school. So if you are in high school or a young athlete, keep jumping. Even if you're not touching the backboard, if you're not touching the net, keep jumping, keep trying to get at it, keep getting stronger. And I assure you that it will all pay off when you're at college or in your senior year. So less talking, and let's just get back into the max approach jump and see how it goes. That was slowly increase the intensity more. Hopefully I'll be able to grab it. I think that'll be a very good goal for today. Yeah, just gotta keep at it. Oh, yes sir. Quick little rim touch. So body's warming up. Let's get it. Ooh. Second rim touch, but lean a little forward. I think I could really grab it today now, considering I'm getting a little more warm. Gotta get into my SGA bag, so here. Ooh. Solid one. Basically, right on the rim. That was right on the rim. So I'll probably get 2 more reps. Let's see how it feels. Almost grabbed it. Just a few more reps. Come on, I'm right fucking there. Pull that rim down, come on. I slipped. These last 2 steps. Oh, ouch. Oh, nah, fuck. On one of the dribbles, suddenly spazzed up, like around this area. So whenever I try to push off on the penultimate, it's just starting to be a little discomfort, and it's kind of like minimizing my max intent. So let's see how it goes. Oh! So maybe just like 3 foot behind the 3-point line, so then I can actually push a little bit more. Oh! Ah. So I think that's it for the jump portion. I did quite a bit of reps off my left, right. Right, left, I haven't did it too much. Probably should have done so a bit more. I'll probably rep it out with some penultimate steps with just a ball because mechanics and my production on that side is just such a big difference between both sides. So I probably just need to work on that a little bit more. And whilst I'm doing so, later on we're going to do some sprints, but before that I got a OVR performance machine here, so we're going to use that to just test out what my counter movement jumps is, how high I'm kind of getting for a few reps, and then test out my non-counter movement jump too, so basically seated and like trying to get up, and let's just see how it goes, all right, with those stats. And I think it'll be a good indicator, like a KPI going forward, maybe every month or so, or maybe every few weeks, test it out and just see where I'm at with my vertical jump. So that was 27.7. We'll try that again. My aim is probably try to get to 30 if possible. $28.5. Try to get to 29. That was 25. That dropped. First two were good at 27.7 and 28.5. Third one went back to 24.9. Gonna give it a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna try it out again. I'm gonna rest for around 2 minutes. So I got 90 seconds left. So ready for my second set. We're just gonna do 2 sets. So let's just see how it goes. 26.7. 26.4. 27.3. So now we're going to do it with a non-counter movement jump. So basically, I'm going to be seated on this chair, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically start in this static position, right? Maybe a little bit hinged forward so that I can load my legs a little, so I can't stomp my legs. And from here, I'm just going to try to get up as high as possible just to see what the difference is like between a counter movement jump and non-counter movement jump. Couldn't see it. I'll tell you guys the stat. 25.7. So that's actually not bad at all. That was better than definitely what I expected. 25.3. Yeah, 25.3. 26.2. All right, last time. 24.5. 26.1. 25.1. 27.1. That was good. Just to objectively track your data. But yeah, overall, really good review of it. If you're training by yourself, if you're a coach, if you're an athlete who's trying to get a little bit more gains on yourself and just try to see where you're at and track it week by week, I think there's a great and easy, portable, convenient product that you can bring anywhere. I shipped it all the way from the States to the Hong Kong because they don't do international shipping yet. So if you're in the States, I think you should definitely try to get one of these, whether you're a coach or an athlete. And yeah, they have a whole app that's like completely free that can basically track your data as the week goes by. And I think overall, it's just a good product. I can bring it everywhere easily. You can see I can just do a few jumps and just test where I'm at. And if you've got the budget, definitely go for it. I think it's around 250-ish or 350 USD. So it's like a lifetime product, and they got really pretty accurate data. Sometimes it can be skewed a little bit. Sometimes when I jump a little bit forward or jump a little bit backwards, the data can be extrapolated so that it can be exaggerated. But overall, the product is good, and I'll highly recommend it. So now that we're done with the jump section, we're gonna go to the track. So we're gonna go out onto the field. I think it was raining earlier this morning, so let's see if the floor is wet. If it ain't too wet, we'll probably do some hard sprints and probably some little bit of bounds and just do some deep tier stuff to finish the whole plow day today. Now we're gonna do some tennis ball throw into sprint as warm up. So probably just try to get one bounce and then try to really push for distance and just try to sprint as far as possible. The turf makes it harder to bounce here, so it's not going to get as much bounce when it comes up, but that makes it more challenging. So now we're just going to get into some few sets of splying sprints for maybe around 20 meters. So this is going to be the end goal right here. I'm not sure you guys can see the tennis ball, but there's going to be another one. 4 sets. So this is basically the sprint training for today. 4 sets of splying sprints for 20 meters. And then afterwards, we're gonna get into some different types of bounds, just kind of mid-tier, just to really get the foot or ground contact for my body to kind of just go for it. And then like some backward split stance leaps before some deep tier stuff that I'll be going through later. So yeah, I think for flying sprints, it's really good to kind of just improve on your max velocity. So especially for people who struggle after maybe around 35-40 meters, or maybe even around after 35-40 meters, and they start to plateau. And for some sprinters, they keep increasing their speed. So for me, I'm really good at my acceleration, which is great for 2-foot jumping, but for 1-foot jumps, I'm not great at it. So just gonna get some max velocity stimulus, which I think every athlete should really start to incorporate. Some different type of velocity sprints, just sprinting in general at max speed is really not done enough for most athletes. It's really good to see. It's super good to see other people sprinting too. I think he's the other dude is doing some tempo running. We're just gonna go back, and now we're gonna go into some mid-tier movements. So today I just kind of got bounds and leaps. So just gonna get into it. Some mid-tier bounds, trying to really peak off the ground quick, maybe around 70 to 80% of your max stimulus. Not really trying to ping for distance, right? Not really trying to go hard into trying to really push off as hard as possible, but just trying to really get into this rhythmic feeling, going from maybe around the end of the pitch all the way to where the tennis ball is. Unfortunately, my iPhone has died out of batteries, so I couldn't capture the bounds and the slalom bounds, but here we're just going to be doing a series of plows, including some backward split stance leaps to just really work on the quick ground contact time off the floor before we started to go into some deeper tier movements, which included these slalom bounds, really trying to groove and be low in these positions, really trying to sit into it, so trying to keep the heels on the floor when you're doing so. And I think we paired it up with some slump bounds, so
These are looking like zombies, really trying to get into triple flexion, into ankle, knee, and hip flexion to work on this movement. So if you're interested in this, you can definitely check out the group description below for free training programs in my school community. And if you're liking these videos, make sure to like it and follow for more.